Hey guys, Harold Shipman here. Today I wanted to talk about my Outlaw leather hood that I got a couple weeks ago or something like that. As I promised you guys, I would review this after I put some hours on it, and now that time is here, so I'm going to tell you all about this hood that I got. If you didn't know, an Outlaw leather hood is just a pipeliner or sugar scoop helmet that's been cut. So they take the top off, and then they cut a little bit out of the bottom. You can see here. And they replace that with leather. So this makes it quite a bit lighter, makes it smaller so you can fit in tighter spaces with your head, and it just looks cool, which is really nice. So this helmet, the first thing I like about it is it's very light. I'm going to compare it to another one of my welding helmets. This is the sort of gold standard. This is the Viking 3350, and I still use this one. It was my first proper welding hood. And this one is quite a bit lighter than this one. So if you're doing a couple hours of welding a day, this can really help. Another thing that I really liked about this hood is the ratchet on it. It seems to stay on my head really nice, and it's a lot smaller than some other ratchets that I've seen, and it's very secure. Whereas some of the hoods I have doesn't work that much. It seems to have more precise adjustment of the ratchet. Sometimes I feel like my Lincoln 3350 it doesn't have the correct setting, so it doesn't stick on my head as well. Also, I really like this neck protection. Sometimes I unfortunately forget to button up my shirt when I'm welding, so this protects my neck. The open part at the top differs from most welding hoods, where it covers a little top of your head. Now, one thing I find is that regular welding helmets, they don't really protect enough of your head. I've got pretty long hair, which I don't want to damage. I like having it. So I always wear a welding cap pretty much every time I weld. So the open top really doesn't make that much of a difference. And these are made for professionals, which wear a welding cap typically anyway. I haven't had to adjust the lens yet, but the method that they've used to hold the lens in place, while it didn't fit my original welding lens that I put in here, after adjusting, it actually is very easy to change the shade. I think I adjusted it when I got it from like shade 8.5 to shade 10, which I pretty much rock in all of my welding helmets. I either have shade 9 or shade 10. If I'm doing in the 300s of amps of MIG welding, I'll go up to shade 11.5, but pretty much all the time it's between shade 9 and 10. I like to see what I'm doing. The lens that I put in here is a Lincoln Viking adjustable auto darkening lens, which I think cost about $150 US. By the time I ended up getting it, it cost me about 230 Australian dollars, so it was a big investment getting this lens. But I have to say, it's well worth it. I really like the clarity of this lens. Unfortunately, I'm not sponsored, but the Lincoln Viking Auto Darkening welding lens is the lens that I use in most of my welding hoods. It's just because I like it. In this particular model, I spent the extra probably $30 getting the adjustable lens in it. I haven't found that I've used that at all. Now, my main frustration with this hood, and it's not actually with the hood, it's with the lens inside it. It did not work for TIG welding. I don't know why this was the case, but I bought this hood for TIG welding because of the added protection and reduced weight. And the lens kept, it wasn't darkening properly. It darkened and then it lightened up halfway through when I was TIG welding. So I didn't try it for that long because I didn't want to go blind, but it didn't work, which really frustrated me. My Lincoln 3350 still works fine, which kind of confuses me. It should be the same lens, right? The whole ratchet assembly is built very sturdily, and it's something I really appreciate. Ratchets are something that go on your head all day, so it's important that they be comfortable, and plenty of companies skimp out on them, and the method that they have that locks the ratchet I really like. Now, while it doesn't affect really the functionality of stuff, I like my things to look good, and I think this welding hood is really nice. I just think it looks incredible. And if you have nice looking stuff, you'll want to use it more, and then it's a better use of your money, in my opinion, if you use something more. One thing I've had to be careful with this hood is after I've welded, if I put it on the table it'll scrunch up like this. I've heard complaints from people where this permanently deforms because they do high amperage welding. This becomes flexible, they sit it down on the table, it goes like that, and then this never goes back to its original shape. So what I typically do is, instead of just letting it fold up like this, I push it back and sit it down like that. Or preferably I just hang it up by its ratchet. The fit and finish of this welding helmet is beautiful. You see all these rivets in the top and where the leather's attached to it. Man, it's so sexy, and that's something I can always appreciate. Now, I'm not entirely sure how it works, but I've heard that some of the proceeds from these hoods go towards children with cancer and helping them get better. And I love kids, I hate cancer, so that's a win for me. I'd rather spend a little bit more if I know my funds are going to something good. And the final thing is, this is a standard 2x4 welding lens, so it's really easy to find replacement lenses if you need to put a fixed shade in it or a clear shade above the top. So, in summary, I really like this welding hood. I think you should get it. It doesn't cost too much. I wouldn't start out with it. If it's maybe your second or third or fourth or seventh welding hood, then I think you should get it because I really like it. Anyway, thanks for watching. This is Minkle the Pickle. Love you all. God bless. Maybe subscribe to the channel, comment down below, press the like button. Thanks, enjoy your day. See ya. Love you all.